All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to be getting into some good training today. So welcome, welcome. Sorry, we are running a little late. Happy Father's Day, to the fathers out there, and or if you're going to go see your father, happy Father's Day. I know, putting a webinar on Father's Day is I mean, even though I did want to get this, I promised you guys I was going to get into this this training and this recruiting stuff, but I know some of you guys who are on this training for Father's Day, I appreciate that. But the people who are with their fathers or are a father right now, obviously happy Father's Day to you, because it is Father's Day. I mean, people put a lot of emphasis on Mother's Day, and people don't, sometimes fathers get the underhand, but if you're out there, if you're spending time with your father and stuff like that, definitely happy Father's Day to you or to your dad, and spend that time with them. So welcome, 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 welcome. This training we're going to get into is we're going to get into the recruiting process. It's going to be recruiting, it's going to be prospecting and recruiting. I'm going to take you through the process of when you begin to speak with a person all the way till you sign them up in your business. It's going to be a fairly short training. I don't want to keep this training. I could speak on this, basically for 8 hours, but I don't want to speak on it for that long. I want to give you some basic principles. So hopefully that you're going to take notes. The process you should be using when you are talking to people and you want to actually recruit them into your business. Before we get started, let me just get everything set up. You can go to, if you have any questions, you can go to facebook.com/J Warren page, facebook.com/J Warren page. You can just post your questions there if you have any questions or comments. I'll be happy to answer those after the training. After the training, I can get into some of those questions if you have some. But if not, then it's all good. Hopefully I will. Hopefully I can answer all your questions in this. During this process. And I'm pretty sure that some people have questions, some people will not. But I like the interaction with individuals, because I want them to take because when you're taking action, you're asking questions during webinars, and you have these webinars. I mean, obviously you can be anonymous, you don't have to be, but when you ask questions through these webinars, that means that there's a process going on in your head that that you need to answer. So if I can answer that question, I'm more than happy to answer that question for you. So let me see, before we get started, let me pull up, get this. I didn't do a PowerPoint today. But what I did do is I'm just going to jot down the process. Like I said, I'm gonna jot down of when you first interact with someone, because a lot of times I've taught a lot of Facebook, connecting with people on Facebook and recruiting on Facebook and stuff like that. But I want to give you strategies signing offline, because a lot of people make this process more difficult than it really actually is. I mean, the process isn't that simple. It's if you follow the system and you follow the formula. It's just it's up to you to just take that action. Go get there and start taking action and talking to people. So let me see if I can pull this up. Pull it up. Right here. There. Man. Is that right here? Where we at? All right, cool. Here we go. All right, cool. So I believe you can see, let me see, can you see my screen yet? Okay, cool. All right, so here's my screen. Cool. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna just walk you down this process. It's a fairly simple process of, when you're prospecting people all the way to you recruit them into your business. This is a process that I've been using. This is a process I use all the time. I use this process, every single time when I'm speaking to somebody, because one is that, once it gets repetitive, then, you're not thinking about, what you have to say. And what I mean by that is that, it's the whole thing, practice makes perfect. But what I mean by that is that if I'm going to be speaking with someone and I'm asking them questions and I'm prospecting them, I know which way I want to take it. I know if I want to, take them down that path to be like, hey, take a look at my business opportunity or my product, or I can stop it there and be like, okay, this is this person. I don't want them in my business. I don't want them close to my business, but I got the practice anyways. So, I always suggest prospecting people because the bottom line is that you're looking for people who are open. You don't want to try to sell everybody, and you don't want you'll start attracting the right people into your business. When you come off, desperate and needy, and you need somebody into your business, then you're going to push more people away than you're on track because when you have that desperation of I need to recruit somebody, I need that, I need business, then you're gonna people will feel that, and they will go away. They will definitely feel that. So obviously we're going to be talking, we'll talk about prospecting. If you're not prospecting, whether it's online or offline, then, you're wasting your time. I mean, you really are. You have to be prospecting, all the time, every single time to see who is open in your business. You have to, prospecting is the highest return on investment. It is free. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on, online on Facebook. If you have a numbers goal, you can do it offline when you're out and about. Whether you're in the grocery store or you're at the, you're at a restaurant. You can prospect your waiters and your waitress. I mean, if you're at the car, you're getting your car taken care of. You can prospect the salesperson who's going to sell you the car. And so you can prospect. Prospecting is free. And it's the highest turn on your investment. I can teach you all the great Facebook strategies, and you can generate leads as well. And that can be it's not free. Using Facebook ads, it's not free. Prospecting online or offline, where you're reaching out to an individual, see if they would like to purchase your product or your service, or are they open to looking at your business opportunity? That's free. So prospecting. With that being said, hold on one second. I think there's some people having trouble. Okay, let me hold on. I'm sorry. So let me pause right there with prospecting because I think you're gonna have to refresh the page. You're gonna have to refresh the page if you are having problems with the link. So just hit the refresh button on that link. That on here, hit the refresh button, click the link, hit the refresh button, and then I think you should be up and ready to go. All right, cool. So, all right, so you should be prospecting now. During this prospecting period, you're gonna have to invite. You have to get eyeballs on your presentation. So once you're prospecting and you want to see and you feel like you want to see who, who is open to take a look at your product opportunity, then that's when you invite them. This is the line I use all the time. Once I'm prospecting them and I see that they are a positive person, or they're looking for a change in their life, I'll be like, hey, I'm just curious. Are you open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? That's a question I use all the time. During the prospecting, stage. During the first stage while I'm prospecting. If there's not a time where I'm not, there's not a time when I'm prospecting, and if I'm taking them down that tunnel, if I'm taking them down that funnel or whatever, I'm taking down during that prospecting, I'm taking them down that process during prospecting, then if they are positive, I'm going to invite them. I'm going to invite them to take a look and see if they're open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what I'm currently doing. See, the thing is that people want business, but they're not even bold enough to invite them because they want to. They're looking to close after the invite. You're not. It's very rare that you're going to have to. In the beginning they have the ABC. Always be closing, but it's very rare that you're going to close after an invite unless you're going through the numbers very, very fast. So, on the invite, you just want to see if they are open, and then you want to get that information to them. Now, if they say, yes, I am open, or, what is it? Then, you have a little small break of communication, like, you know what, I gotta get to this meeting, or I gotta jump on the phone. But if you give me your name and your information, I promise you, I will get that information to you. See, when you say that you promise that you'll get that information to them, that means that you're like, oh, this is pretty important, and he's promising, or she's promising, he or she is promising that they're gonna get this to me. So they'll pass that information over. And during the invite, when you get their information, please, and I'll go through this a little later on, but when you get their information, when you generate that lead, offline, when somebody has given you their business card, or they give you their name and their number, and then they pick and they wanted to, and you have to call them. Don't email them. I mean, you can if you want to, but I want to email them right away. And this is your call. I usually call them so they can put a voice to my number when they call. But you can also email them that information over there. But be careful of sending out those mass emails of all your product and opportunity, because you don't want to be coming off as a spammer. You want to promise them that you're going to have them take a look at that information. And when you promise them that you're going to have them take a look at that information, then you can send them over that email, and you can call them and send them the link or whatever. But bottom line is that you have to invite. You have to invite and get eyeballs on your presentation. If you're not recruiting people into your business, I can promise you that you didn't show anybody your presentation last week. Like if I came and asked you, how many people you recruited, how many people did you show your presentation to last week? And you tell me 0, I can promise you that, like, okay, well, you recruited 0 people into your business, because that means the system is working. Because if you're not putting eyeballs in front of your presentation in front of eyeballs, then how are you going to recruit people? It's just, it doesn't make sense. People are not going to just magically sign up. That's the thing with the internet. Like, people think that you're just going to just magically sign up because it's the internet, and that, people are online and everybody's online. It doesn't work like that. You have to put your, you have to, make a connection, invite them, and see, and make sure that you put them, that they're going to take a look at your presentation. It's very, very simple, very, very simple. So after an invite, this is a question I always ask after I invite them. How soon can you watch the presentation? I'll ask this question, how soon can you watch the presentation? Because this is where you're setting your appointment. This is kind of 3. You're setting your appointment. You're doing all this work up front. Setting your appointment right now. So, as soon as you got the invite, you have their information, you're promising them that, hey, I promise you I will get you that information to see, since you're open to a side project. If they say they're not open, I'm not going to send them the information. But usually when, I never have problem, when I'm asking for someone's information, they usually give it to me because of my posture and because I'm not coming off as a salesperson. I'm asking questions and taking them through a process. So when I invite them, it's not weird when I'm inviting them. But anyway, so you want to set the appointment, and this is a question that you want to ask. Okay, I promise you I'm gonna send you that information over there. I'm just curious, how soon can you watch this presentation? Usually they'll say, oh, I can watch it tonight, or I'll watch it tomorrow after I get off work. It's like, all right, perfect. What time do you get off work? Oh, I get off work about 5. Okay, perfect. Well, at 5:30, I'm gonna give you a call. So you're setting an appointment right there. Like tomorrow at 5:30, I'm gonna give you a call, and we can chat and see what you like about what you saw. Or if you're sending them to an event, say you're inviting them to an event, and you're leveraging the event or you're at the event. Whatever, if you're at the event, you can just follow up with them right there. If not, if this is something that you're leveraging, like, okay, there's an event, I'm not going to be able to make it, but there's an event here at this time on, say it's Wednesday at 8 p.m. I won't be able to make it, but I'm gonna follow up with you after that. Or if there's a conference call or whatever, I'm gonna follow up with you after that. So and that's when you set the appointment. It's like, okay, the event was at 8 p.m. I'm gonna follow up with you Thursday at 5 p.m. Will that work? And they're gonna say, yeah, that'll work. Okay, I'm putting it in my calendar. I'm gonna call you at 5 p.m. tomorrow and see what you like. So make sure you put it in yours. So you do, and the reason why you're doing this, doing all this work up front. You want to do all this work up front. So, when you follow up with them, which is the next one, you follow up with them, then that's when you can start asking the questions. So when you follow up with following up with your prospect, if you say you're gonna call them, at Wednesday at 5:30 when they get off, then you make sure you call them at Wednesday at 5:30 when they get off. That's when if they watch the presentation. Now, if they have not watched the presentation, then this is what I say. If they haven't watched the presentation, then this is what I say. I'm watching. I call them at 5:30. At 5:30, I was like, hey, we have a call. We had a call at 5:30. I want to see, what best, what is it best about what you, what is it best? What did you like best? What did you like best about what you saw? I got a tongue twister today. What did you like best about what you saw about the presentation? If they said, you know what, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't had time. I had to take out the garbage, or I had to do something. Then I'm like, all right, perfect. You know what? No worries. I have some other people who actually watch the presentation, so I'm gonna get to them. I'm gonna get to them, and I'll give you a call later. And I'm gonna try to. Me personally, I'm gonna try to hang up the phone before they even say anything, because I have other people I have to talk to have to follow up with. So if a person hasn't watched the presentation that I sent to them, then I'm gonna hang up and follow up with somebody else. Now, if they have watched it, then that's when I'm going to, ask them a question. What was the best that you liked about what you saw? So, you still having problems? Sorry about this, guys. So you still having problems? Yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. Let me see. You're gonna have to click the link and hit the refresh button. Click the link, hit the refresh button. Once you click the link, and then once you hit the refresh button, then I think you're good to go. So just click that link and hit the refresh button. So so anyway, so if they're if they have not watched the presentation, then I'm on to my next call. I gotta make a next call, because I got some people who have And I tell them that. As I got other people who have actually watched this presentation, I got to follow up with them because there's more people watching this presentation. So I'm headed to the next person. So if a person hasn't watched it, I'm not going to, be like, well, why you didn't watch it? What is it that I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to go to the next call. I'm headed to the next call. So if they have watched it, if they actually did have watched it, then if I'm brand new, which I'm not, but if I'm brand new, I'm going to get, somebody who has been in the business on a three-way call with them. Because if you're brand new, they're gonna have a lot of questions. There's a lot of objections that are gonna be going on, and they're not gonna, and if you are not ready to answer those objections, then make sure in advance when you set the appointment in step number 3, when you set the appointment, be like, hey, we got a follow-up call with Joe at 5:30 on Wednesday at 5:30. Are you available? If they say yes, then you make sure that during that follow-up, it's like, what, hey, I'm brand new, but I have somebody who has been in the business, a little longer than I have, and they're going to answer all the objections that you have. Very, very simple. Get it through, so this takes all the pressure off of you, and then all you have to do is just turn around and listen. If you're brand new, you just turn around and you listen to the presentation. That's it. So, not the presentation. You listen to the objections, the objections that they're going to have. So, during this follow-up process, either if you're brand new, get a person who is on a three-way call. Get a person who has been in the business longer than you on a three-way call, or if you're a veteran, then obviously you should be able to handle it. But if not, you still can get a person on a three-way call. So because that means you may be welcome to the team. So if they are positive, so that if they're like, yeah, I did watch it, but I do have some questions. You'd be like, all right, great. What is it best? What would you like best about what you saw? And then they'll tell you, well, like this, and if you did the prospecting right, going back to the number one, if you do the prospecting right and you gather the information and you see what their problem is, then the close will be a lot more simplified. Because during that prospecting process, when you're asking proper questions, you will know what their problems are, and you will be able to solve it. And you want the option of your network marketing product or opportunity to be able to solve that problem if the prospecting is done right. Now, if you're going to prospecting and tell them, insult the people's intelligence, then this follow-up system and closing is going to be a lot difficult. Because if the best thing I like about this company is that because it's this product, the best thing I like about this company is you'll lose them. It's going to be very, very, very difficult to close sales during the follow-up process, you talk about yourself and the company, because then all of a sudden it's not benefiting them anymore. Once you stop benefiting them, then you will lose them because they're thinking in their mind the whole time during this follow-up process, what is in it for me? That's all they're thinking about. If you are want to recruit people into your business, you have to share with them what is it in it for them. But if you go into I and talk about yourself and how much money you've made and how well you've done and how well that then you're going to lose them. Now, I'm not saying don't share testimonials. You can definitely use your story, to help close. But if you're going to, people are going, will you sign some people up? Yeah, if you go through enough numbers, you will. But some people who, really don't mind. Who are like, okay, That's great for you, but what about me? You know, how's this going to benefit me? Then you've lost them. You're not going to be able to you know, close them into your business, which is actually number 5 is the close. You know, you want, you know, during the closing process, you want to you know, take the temperature. You know, and the best way to close is to ask better questions. You want to ask better questions during closing. Now, if you are saying during the closing process, if you know, and I gave you a whole bunch of examples there, but if you are, you know, if you are talking more about yourself and, you know, what you're gonna, and let me phrase this right, because when you prospect somebody, say, you know, let's say you have a warm market person. When you prospect somebody and they see that you're serious, like if this is a warm market prospect, and you are showing them in your business opportunity, if you say, hey, I'm going to build this with or without you, I would love to build it with you. That is a postured way. That is showing them that you are going to go somewhere, that you are, you know, you are serious about doing this. Now, if you go in there, you know, non-postured, if you go in there weak and, you know, like, and you talk about, you know, yourself, about, you know, the reason why I like this company is because, you know, it does this, this, and this, and the reason like I like, then, you know, that's not very postured, and you're coming off as, you know, you're coming off as not, you're coming off more as a salesperson than you are as a problem solver. You know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of people hate sales people. A lot of people love that. People love the problem solve. People love the problem solve. If you can solve their problem, then they're like, oh, you know, this, you know, starting this business and making some extra money can solve this problem. It can, you know, help me put my kids through college. It can help me, you know, take those vacations I wanted to take. It can help me, you know, retire my spouse. It can help me pay a few more bills around the house. It can help me, you know, put my, you know, my grandparents into a home, or whatever whatever that problem that is that they're struggling with. Then you can use that to close more people into your business. Because if you are, you know, coming in and just selling them and insult people's intelligence, saying like, hey, you know, you're stupid if you don't get on this ground floor. This is the best company out there, and, you know, insult people's intelligence. Then, you know, that's not a reflection of the company. That's a reflection of you, and people will see that. And, you know, if you can turn people off like that. You know, there are some people who are attracted to that, but you can turn people off by you know, insulting their intelligence. So you want to just be careful of that. So if you want to close more people in and sign more people up, then ask better questions. And a great question to ask. So if a person say you ask a question, hey, you know, from a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being like, you're not interested at all. 10 be like, hey, I'm ready to sign up right now. Where are you? If they say 10, then, you know, don't talk your way out of a sale. You know, just, you know, grab your application, slide it over to them, you know, give them a pen and be quiet and just let them fill it out. You know, you don't have to say anything. Just, you know, put the pen down, you know, give them the application, put the pen down, and just let them fill it out. And because you don't want to talk your way out of the sale. You know, I've seen people talk their way out of the sale when people are excited about signing up. You don't want to do that. You want to just be quiet. You know, if they're on the 10, then, you know, just, you know, you say, hey, it sounds like me that you're ready to join. You know, you grab your pen, grab your application, slide it over to them. Or if you're on the phone, then you know, walk them through the process on the phone and close them over the phone. It's very, very simple. You don't want to have to, you know, there's some people, you know, who have, and this is a mindset thing, so I don't want to get too far on mindset, but they'll talk their way out of a sale because, you know, they're like, no, wait, I need to go into, let me explain. You know, if a person's excited and they see, they see that this, your opportunity or your company can help them solve their problem, then let them do that. Let them sign up. Like, all right, great. Now, if they're at 1 and like, this ain't really for me, I'm not really into, all this stuff. It's like, all right, perfect. Go for the referral. You can ask for, like, no, okay, the business ain't for you, totally cool. It's totally, but, if it's a warm market, like, at least, you can, try the product out. And I think you would enjoy the product. And if they don't even want to try the product, then you can be like, okay, cool. Well, do you know anybody else who would like to make money if we show them step by step on exactly how to do it? So, so you want to utilize that person as much as possible, either, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but you want to utilize them to whether they, they can try the product, because, you're a business, so you do need customers. So, you want to get them on the product, or you can get them on, ask for the referral. Like, I know this ain't fit for you, which is totally cool, but, would you like it? Do you know anybody else who is open to make money if we show them step by step on exactly how to do it? And, just be quiet and let them speak. So that's the quick training I'm going to give to you guys today. Let's review real quick. So prospecting online or offline, you have to prospect. If you're not prospecting people, whether there's a great book out there. It's called First Year Network Marketing, and he says in that book, you need it if you want to make $100,000 your first year, make 30 connections a day. 30 connections a day, and with the internet now, it's very, very simple. You can prospect, online, offline, warm market, cold market, 30 connections a day. Just massive prospecting to see, who is open. Yeah, that's all you're doing. You're seeing who is open. Asking them questions, seeing who is open. Once you see who is open, once you have those people who are open, you want to invite them. Invite them to your presentation. Invite them to see what it is, what your business is, what it is that you're doing. If you're not putting eyeballs in front of your presentation, you're wasting your time. You want people to know what it is that you're doing. So if say for example you're very, very part-time, if you're prospecting 2 to 5 people a day, that is, was that 14 to 35 people a week you're prospecting. That's just prospecting. So if you're prospecting 14 to 35 people, I'm pretty sure when you're prospecting those people, that out of those 35, you could get 10 of them to look at your presentation. You get 10 of them to, take a look at your presentation to see if they're open to, making some money or using your product. 14 to 35 people with the internet, and I won't get into targeting and all that stuff right now, but with the internet, 14 to 35 people will definitely, that's, plenty of people you can speak to, every single day. So that's the invite. So after you invite, you're asking how soon can you watch the presentation. You want to set the appointment. You want to do all this work up front because you want to be able to follow up with them during that time. So you ask, as soon as you say, hey, I promise I'm going to send you over this information, or, as soon as you get the information, you promise you're going to send it over, or you send them to a live event or whatever, you set an appointment on when you guys are going to reconnect. So you want to set that appointment, like I said, if it's like 5:30, Wednesday at 5:30, put it down in your calendar, put it in their calendar, and then you're just going to follow up with them. Once you follow up with them, then you're going to just ask them what they liked about what they saw. If they're positive, if it's positive, they'll tell you all the great things about, what it is, what they like about what they saw. If it's negative, you just go to the next person. You have another person to speak to about your business. There's so many people who are looking for, you got to understand, there's so many people looking for, to make extra money or a business opportunity, or, to look for quality products, that you don't spend a whole bunch of time on people who do not see the value in what it is that you're doing. if they don't see the value, if somebody doesn't see the value in, what, me building, I'm not trying to convince them. I'm letting them go, because, they're in their own life and they're doing their thing. So I'm gonna go find somebody who is, because there's so many more people I can serve. And I'm not going to serve somebody who doesn't want to be served. I'm going to look for the people who want to be served, and I'm going to serve them. And I suggest you do the exact same thing. So, don't spend time on people who, like, nah, it's not for me. Like, all right, cool, peace out, or go for the referral. So, yeah. So, when you're following up with them, follow up with them. If they're positive, use what you in the prospecting to, number one, use that, the information you found out in the prospecting to, close them. Whatever it is that they were struggling with when you're prospecting, whatever it is that they need to make extra money with, that's what you have to do. You have to use those questions that you asked, those answers that you found out, and you help, and that help them close. That will help you close more people to your business. It's very simple. And then after that, you do it again. And after that, you do it again. And after that, you do it again. It's a simple process. And that, I think, that, since it's so simple, that, people complicate things, because you can, and Eric Worre says this all the time, and I repeat it all the time. It's not about what works, it's about what duplicates. If you can prospect and you can invite and you can set an appointment and then follow up with a person and then close, then that's what that other person is going to be able to do. That's what the other person is going to be able to do. So you have to make sure that the process, that what you are doing as far as prospecting, inviting, is duplicatable. So if you're spending 10 hours with someone trying to close them into your business, then they're going to think it was like, well, wow, they're spending 10 hours with me. How I'm not going to spend. I don't have 10 hours to be spending with somebody to try to convince them to close my business. No. But if you can show them a presentation, like, follow up with them and just answer their questions and then close them, and then go into and then go and start going into the next person to do the exact same thing, then yes, then that is duplicatable. And it's it's teachable, and you can turn around and teach that to your team. So I hope that made sense. I hope that was very, very helpful. Let me see. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that that made a lot of sense. Let me see if we have any questions. I know I apologize a few times because people were struggling to get on. So I told them to refresh, and they weren't able to refresh. Yeah, I don't know why some people are having trouble getting on, but some people are not. So that was a good training. Okay, you're welcome. Thanks. Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks. Awesome. All right, cool. So I will. So there is I will leave. If recruiting, like, prospecting recruiting is something that you can control. I teach a lot of lead generation stuff on, using the internet, where you can actually use the attraction marketing principles, where people can actually come and reach out to you and ask you what business that you're in and what is it that you're doing. But with that being said, I always highly suggest prospecting. Prospecting, connecting with people, communicating with people is, it's going to be your highest return on the investment. But if you're having trouble with actually speaking with people, and you don't know how to speak with people, I'll leave a link below this video. It's a recruiting course that I have went through personally, and it changes the way that you actually speak with people. If because in network marketing, there, at these events, I've been to tons and tons of events, and at these events, what they teach you is they teach you, the old school rules, which they still work. I highly, like I said, I believe they still work. They work. Um, they do work. I know people who still build their businesses offline. There's tons of people who are building a business offline, so it still works and it is still duplicatable. But one thing that they're not teaching is at these events is prospect, how to actually prospect people, how to communicate with individuals, because what they're teaching at these events is product knowledge, and they want you to be very informative on the product and how great the product is, instead of connecting with another human being and finding out what their problems are, and then have that person connect their problem to the company instead of connecting their product to the person. I hope that makes sense. If you're gonna be connecting a person's problem with the company, hey, this person has a problem, your company is a solution, then that's the connection. But if you're trying to connect, if you have this product knowledge and you're trying to, and don't I'm not, I say this all the time, but I love the network marketing company. I wish there was, if you love your network marketing company, go out there, and kill it. Honestly, go out there and kill it. Make a lot of money. If your company is your company, you want to get a tattoo, please do, because if that's the way you want to, if that's the company you want to rock out with, by all means do. But when you're teaching product knowledge, and you're teaching product knowledge to people who are, you're informing them about the product knowledge, but you're not informing them how to actually speak with individuals, then there's a disconnection there, and that's why a lot of people struggle. But if you want to, and that's why I will leave a link below the video about recruiting, because once you learn how to communicate with other individuals, and once you learn how to make the connection that, hey, your company is the solution to your problem, then you will start closing more sales. But if you are just talking about, hey, you need this product in your life, and they're like, no, I don't, then you're not. It's there's no connection there. It's gonna be harder to close sales. The reason why people buy a drill is because they want a hole. They don't want a drill. They want the hole. And the drill creates that hole. So the reason why people join network marketing company is not only because of the product. It's because they want that lifestyle. So if you connect that lifestyle and you solve their problem, if you solve their problem and you connect that lifestyle, there's a connection there. Then you'll see a different in your results. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. It's been an hour, so I am going to wrap this up. Like I said, there will be a link below this video about recruiting. So definitely click the link below this video and get that recruiting course, because if you're not speaking with people in your network marketing business, then if you're not prospecting people, then you're probably not inviting people, and there is something there in a communication process where you're struggling with. So I highly suggest that you get the recruiting course so you can start actually speaking with more people, and be able to close more people you speak with. So thank you guys for your time. I love you guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your training. I hope you enjoyed this training. Excuse me. If you did, leave a comment on below here, or you can leave a comment on my Facebook page at facebook.com/J Warren page. Just leave a comment below, and tell me that if you had some takeaways and stuff like that. If you didn't, that's all good too. So thank you guys. Glad to serve you guys, and I will catch you on the next training. Take care. Bye.